In this video, I'm going to show you how we're generating high-ticket sales appointments for our clients at only less than $100 a pop with financially qualified leads, the exact funnel we're using, which is called the VSL funnel. We're also going to show you how we run Facebook ads, how we structure our ad campaigns. Essentially, at the end of this video, you're going to have everything that you need to know to successfully launch your ad campaigns, because I'll talk about everything. The sorts of ads you need to create, how many ads you need to put into your ad campaigns, what sort of targeting, how you should structure the inside of the funnel to optimize for maximum conversions, everything. And in case you're wondering who I am and how I know all of this stuff, my name is Nazim. I run a marketing agency in the last 10 years, made our clients over $40 million in ads and managed over $10 million in ad spend. So without any further ado, let's dive in. All right, as you can see, I'm going to show you a very quick mind map to just show you how simple the setup we're running really is. It's an ad people come across, then they click on the ad, they go to a page with a video. It's called a video sales letter, essentially a video where you talk about your services, how you can help your client. And this video prompts people to book a call with you. This is an example of a video of a client. As you can see, this is about a 15-minute video. Then they click on this button right here, which prompts them to answer a couple of questions and to book a call. Then they get on a thank you page after people book a call, and that thank you page is supposed to prepare them for the sales call. And obviously in the meantime, they're getting email and sales reminders all the way until they get to the actual sales call. I'm going to cover this entire process. And the first thing we're going to look at is the campaign structure. A lot of people overcomplicate the ad account and campaign structure when it comes to Facebook ads. They create 15 different ad campaigns, and you don't have to do all of that these days with Meta, which is Facebook, and it's AI. The simpler and leaner the inside of your ad account looks, the better. And let's have a look at inside of a client ad account we're running. As you can see, spend, I don't know, around $20,000 on this account because we scaled this new ad account. When this client came to us, they were actually previously banned on Meta with their ad account, and they had to start this new one. And when they started this new ad account, they were getting atrocious results. As you can see, they spent about $10,000 to generate only 2 sales appointments. This is not a joke. And then we came in, and these are the results we're generating right now. As you can see, around 200 appointments. We've been running this ad account for about a month and a half now, and the sales appointments we're booking are coming at less than $100. And as you can see, if we look at the active campaigns, I click on active ads, you'll see that we're only running 3 campaigns. This is just like a social media engagement post. Never mind that. When it comes to the actual funnel, we're running only 2 campaigns. One that's going to only cold audiences, and one that's going to warm audiences, people who've already engaged with our ads, the funnel, or the brand. And just to show you this sort of ad campaign structure they ran in the past, as you can see, they were breaking up their ad campaigns based on the creatives they wanted to run, based on the audiences that they wanted to target, competitors, like no targeting, that sort of stuff. You don't have to do that. Obviously, you could see the results they were getting. The reason why you want to stuff all of your creatives and interests into one campaign is because Facebook is actually doing the optimization for conversions on the ad campaign level. So you want to basically keep everything tight, as you can see inside of the few ad campaigns. And if I click on this ad campaign that's going out to cold audiences, you will see that we only have very few ad sets in here. They are duplicated. It looks like we have 6 ad sets, but realistically speaking, most of them are broad, and some of them are with interests. And if I click on the inside of each ad set, you will see multiple ads. So again, 2 campaign ad structure we're running. I always recommend that we do ABO, which stands for ad set budget optimization. A lot of Facebook marketing pros and gurus are talking about CBO, which stands for campaign budget optimization. And CBO might work well for ecom, but when it comes to generating high ticket sales appointments, I like ABO because it gives you more control over the ad set budget and ad set testing. When it comes to the audiences that you want to target, because it's a big question, right? Well, the way Facebook works right now, it does most of its targeting using AI and Pixel, and it's going to get the targeting data from your actual ad creatives, which is something I'll talk about. So when it comes to targeting audiences, I like to go for 3 big brackets, which is broad, literally means no targeting whatsoever. Like we barely do age targeting, barely even do that. Then we do lookalikes, for example, lookalikes of your best customers. And then we do interest targeting as well, right? When it comes to targeting options, again, we keep things broad inside of the ad set. I'll show you in a second. We sometimes narrow things down by age and obviously geographical targeting. And for placement, we'll also use Advantage Plus. Let me show you what all of that means. As you can see again here, broad targeting. And if I click on here, and go inside of here, you'll see that we're just doing some geographical targeting. We're targeting United Kingdom, and that's it. That's literally all we're doing. And for placements, it's also Advantage Plus on, which means Facebook is going to decide where it posts our ads. It can be in threads, it can be on Instagram, it can be on Facebook, right-hand column, Instagram stories, all of that. It doesn't really matter. I am urging you to basically start trusting Meta as much as possible when it comes to essentially deciding who to place your ad in front of. Now, you might be thinking, Nazim, this is looking overly easy. What's the trick here, right? If I can just create one ad campaign, one ad set, then what the hell, right? Like, why do your clients even pay you money, right? Thousands of dollars to help them do this stuff? Well, obviously, like I said, it's not as simple. It's simple in a way that it's become a lot easier to manage the ad campaigns, but the most of your effort and where I spend 90% of time with my clients is here. It's in the ad creative section. The way Meta works since about a year ago, ever since it started implementing heavily AI functions, it's moved away from deciding the targeting options from inside of the ad set. And we used to spend literally hours, days, trying to come up with the best interest targeting. Like, we'll target interests like Rolls-Royce, different public figures, and we'll try to come up with this kind of like Frankenstein audience, which would essentially be like the best qualified audience to target or put our ads in front of. That's not working anymore. Actually, Facebook has deleted a lot of the targeting options that we used to use in the past. Right now, Facebook is using mostly its AI to scan through your ad creatives, which includes the ad copy, which is the text that goes above your ads, and then also the ad creative, which is the script and everything you say in your ads to determine its targeting. And that's where we're focused most of the time. And some key points here: 90% of our ads with clients are video ads, simply because they give Meta the most context in the targeting, right? For example, if you have ad copy plus image does not tell much. But if you have a video script and a video ad where you talk to your customer for 2 minutes and say, let's say 400 words, well, that's 400 opportunities for Meta to improve upon its targeting. That being said, you have to be very, very careful about what you say in the video, because Meta has become so good at analyzing your ad creatives. Let's call it ad creatives, right? Ad copy plus your video ad transcript. Since Meta has become so good at analyzing your ad creatives, 1 or 2 wrong sentences that you'll say can switch and drift away its targeting from your ideal client profile to starting to target people that are completely irrelevant. So for example, I have a client story where we were running an ad set with 20 plus ads in it, and there was only one ad that talked to our non-ICP audience. It actually had like this odd word in there, like a cleaners or cleaning businesses, something like that, which is not necessarily our ICP. We work with service businesses, but you know, in that just one video, we were talking about cleaning businesses. And because we put 20 plus ads inside of ad set, and that ad set basically had 500 plus per day ad budget, we started getting people that run cleaning businesses, which is not our ideal profile. They were a lot of times not financially qualified, and the sales team were literally flooded with those leads. And obviously we had a quite bad week in sales because we were bringing in non-ICP people with no money, right? And we were not sure. Like, we were looking at targeting, we were looking at all sorts of stuff, right? Until we realized, oh wow, like I had to literally go through and listen to all of the video ads and realize that, hey, this one video ad is saying there's just 2 or 3 sentences where we're addressing cleaning businesses also, especially very early on, and we had to turn that off. As soon as we turned that off, literally within maybe 4 days, the targeting went back to normal, right? So you have to be very careful about what you say. And we put minimum 20 ads per ad set. That's what I like. And then you can start gradually turning them off. With this client, because they're relatively new, we're in the process of recording more ad creatives. Right now, we're running with 10. We had some active ones that we had to turn off because they were not working. But that's normal. When we launch, I recommend that we do 20 ads minimum. It may seem like a lot of work, but that's why I'm saying, you know, the time that you don't have to spend here anymore, you have to spend here. And, you know, we're right now in this creator economy. There's a lot of talented people online. And if you run an expert-based business, and if you want people to be attracted to your brand and to buy from you, recording content, a lot of content is inevitable. Now, obviously, you don't have to become an influencer to do this, you know, with ads. You don't also have to record these every week. Typically with our clients, we'll sit down, we'll write a batch of 20 plus ad scripts. The client will record it in pretty much 1, maximum 2 days. We edit all the ads and we'll launch them. And like I said, once you launch the 20 plus ads in the ad campaign, all you have to do is top those ad campaigns with about 2 to 3 new ads a week. If you're running high budgets, like thousands of dollars per day, you should really go for 5 to 10 new video ads. And yeah, it may seem like a lot, but if you're spending thousands of dollars on a high ticket sales funnel, I'm assuming you're making a lot of money, which makes it worth it. All right, so that's the ad creative and ad settings. Let's now go into the funnel. What actually happens after people click on the ad? They go onto your funnel. When it comes to running high ticket funnels, a lot of people go for either webinars or VSLs. People back in the day used to do opt-ins a lot. So once you click on a ad, people go to a page where they put in their full name and email. I do not recommend doing that much these days, unless you're in a special niche and you want to basically mask what's on the next page, right? So for example, if you're in real estate, if you are selling financial instruments, if you're in, this kind of like hardcore make money online niche, sure, you don't want to be driving traffic from Facebook ads to a page where you're talking about those concepts very aggressively or very deeply. You might want to basically limit it down to a very simple headline with an opt-in. And then after people opt in, on the next page, you can talk about your services in a lot more depth, because Meta typically scans the ads and the first next page where you're running the traffic, and after that, what's on the thank you page, it does not analyze a lot. So that would be one case when you would do it. And then number two is if you have legendary email marketing that works for you, which most people don't. 99% of people think they have good email marketing. They don't. In that case, I'm gonna say, like, save yourself the extra click and just run people directly to the video where you talk about your services, right? Because think about it. Let's say you run 1,000 clicks and your opt-in rate on the page is 30%, which is considered pretty good. Well, you're still missing out on literally 700 people that could have otherwise watched your video. Why? There's no point. The point is to actually get them to watch the video so they can book a sales call with you, right? So for example, for this client, this is the page that people land on immediately after clicking on an ad. When it comes to the video itself, we recommend using VSL funnels a lot. And when it comes to VSL funnels, it's basically a short video where you talk about your services, how you can help your clients, you can give them some proof that what you do works, and invite them to book a call. That video I like to host in Wistia or Vitalytics. It's a new service. Reason why I like Wistia or Vitalytics is for two reasons. Number one is you can actually track the viewer drop-offs. So it'll actually give you this video analytics bar where you can see the performance of the video. For this video specifically, we know that people drop off quite aggressively in the first 30 seconds, but then after 30 seconds, the retention is actually pretty good. So we're going to have to work on the first 30 seconds of this VSL. And if you look at our stats, it literally looks like this, right? For you, for example, in your case, your stats can look like this. And in that case, what it means is in these particular cases, like in these 2 points, you're essentially saying something that repels people from booking a sales call and something that you want to have a look at. So that's number one, analytics, right? And then number two is going to be auto starting the video on mute. This is something I like. As you can see, this video has already gone all the way through here, but if I click on this thumbnail here, the video is going to restart all over again, now with the sound on. I like that it's interactive. People can see you talking, showing something on screen. It's much better than a static thumbnail, like for example there is on my website. But I'm not really running ads to this website, so I don't care, right? But I highly recommend that you invest into Wistia or Vitalytics, which is typically around $50 or $100 per month. When it comes to the landing page design, it needs to be clean and simple. People like to overcomplicate shit a lot when it comes to landing page designs. You don't have to hire an expensive Figma designer to come up with a design of a landing page. Instead of that, you should only have 4 elements. Number one is the headline. As you can see, you can add a sub headline. Typically click to play this video. Then there's the actual VSL video. There's a call to action button. And then it's the footer. And that's it, right? Same thing here with this client. We have a headline. We have the VSL. we have the call to action button, and then there's the disclaimer. Make sure you actually add the disclaimer if you're going to be running ads. This is a disclaimer I like to add, that this website is not associated with Facebook or its website and that sort of stuff. You always have to add terms and conditions and privacy policy, and make sure that those actually are hyperlinked. Make sure that you actually include the links in there. I've seen quite a few ad accounts get banned because they forgot to include the terms and conditions and privacy policy on their page, and Facebook hates that because it basically tells them that you're a financial liability, right, to them, because they're basically letting someone with terms and conditions and privacy policy and all the legal information on their page to run ads on their platform, which is a net negative to their user base. Again, when it comes to the structure of the landing page, do not overcomplicate it. The point of these funnels is to get them to watch the video. It's not to buy. To watch a video and book a call. It's a very simple action. They're going to watch like a 10-15 minute video, and that's where you should spend most of your energy and time, trying to convince them that you can help them and that your service is valuable. All right, so that's the opt-in page. Now let's actually look at the call booking process, which is another step in the funnel, right? As you can see, we went through the ad, VSL page, and now we're going to talk about the call booking process. So a lot of times what I'll see is people will have this process. There'll be a questionnaire, right? People have to fill out. And then once you click submit, they're sent to a call booking page, which is typically Calendly or Schedule Once. When you're doing this, when you're sending people from one page to another, there's typically a 50% drop off in people. So essentially 50% of people will drop off when they go from this page to another, right? So imagine you're spending $1,000 to get 10 people on this page with a questionnaire, but ultimately only 5 people will get to the call booking page, and even fewer will probably book a call, which costs you tons of money. We're essentially combining the survey where you ask the sales questions to determine if it's a good lead or not with the call booking process. And we do that with an integration between Typeform and Calendly, which works best. So for example, people will come here, they'll click to book a call, and they'll go through all of these questions. Let's go through all of them. As you can see, we're asking sales questions, and we're asking the main qualifying question, right? Like how much money you have. And then what's going to happen is we're going to allow them to book a call directly on this page. They don't have to be forwarded or sent to other page. They can book the call right here, right? And this process also allows us to segment leads. For example, let's have a look at this question right here, right? Which is the biggest question that helps us to understand if this is a qualified lead or not. Because the main financial qualifying question you're going to ask can send them to different destinations with this funnel flow. For example, people that say less than 1K, we can completely disqualify or send them to a downsell page. People who say $1,000 to $2,000, we can send to a setter, because we're not exactly sure if they can afford our services or not. Maybe they have the 3,000 plus that it takes to work with us, but they're just being shy or careful to not say that they have the money, because they're afraid of the sales process. So we're going to send them to a setter. And people that are most confident and say that, hey, of course I have $3,000, we're going to send to a closer immediately. And this is how this question works, because upon different answers, we're going to send them to different places. And another cool fact is, depending on the answer they pick, they're going to be shown either a setter or closer's calendar, and Typeform actually automatically shows the right calendar, right? So if we're going to choose this one, we're going to show a 20-minute calendar, but if we're going to choose this one, we're going to show an hour-long calendar, which is the closer's calendar. And last but not least, how do we actually force Facebook to show our ads to only financially qualified prospects? Well, with this process, if you're segmenting leads with Typeform and showing them different calendars, you can also send them to 2 different thank you pages or 3 different thank you pages. Because what happens here is, if they say 1 to 2K, you show them the setter's calendar, and then you show them a setter specific thank you page. For example, that thank you page can say, hey, thanks for applying to work with us. We're going to call you at the right time. And then this page, I don't know why I changed that. Give me a second. So this is closers page, closers, right? Is going to have a different thank you page as well. And on that thank you page, we're going to have a video that says, hey, your call is booked. Your call is going to be on Zoom. We're going to send you a Zoom link, right? Because with the setter, we want them to call people on the phone. There's no point to have a Zoom call. We just need to see if they're financially qualified in the first place to have that full-blown sales call. So we're going to call them. And for the closer, yeah, it's a qualified lead. You're ready to show them your A game, like how the inside of the program works, how your process works. Maybe you want to share your screen or connect with the person on a personal level through video, to make sure that your sales rate increases. Yes, we're going to send them to a different video. But the point of the matter is, we installed the conversion pixel on only the page for closers, where we're sending guaranteed qualified traffic, right? Because what a lot of people don't talk about is you can actually choose where you install your conversion pixel. And if you only install it on the page where financially qualified leads go, well, that automatically tells Facebook to go only after those kinds of people. But what a lot of businesses do is they take their pixel and they put on the same, first of all, they don't have different thank you pages. They don't even have different calendars that they send people to, right? They don't even properly segment leads. And even if they do, they have still only one thank you page, the same thank you page that everybody lands on. And then they install the pixel on that thank you page. Then they complain, oh, why is Facebook sending us bad leads? Well, maybe that's because you're literally mixing data for people that are kind of iffy and people that are super good. If you want people that are super good, super financially qualified, well, feed Facebook only that sort of data. The only caveat here is you need to have a high enough ad budget to be able to get enough financially qualified lead conversions. Because look, if your ad budget is only $100 a day and you're getting one conversion per day, that's simply not enough data for Facebook to optimize its campaigns. But if you're spending $1,000 a day and you're getting 10 conversions and, let's say 5 or 6 of which are qualified leads, that gives you about 35 weeks conversions per week, which is good enough for Facebook to optimize your campaigns, right? So you can totally choose where you place your pixel. And if you want more qualified leads, you should just install it on the thank you page where only qualified leads go, but make sure that your ad spend is high enough to get at least 30 conversions on that page with that pixel. And if you're not getting those conversions yet, you have to combine them for the time being, right? So you have to always optimize for the action that's like deeper in the funnel, but you only do that when you have enough conversions to do that, right? And I would say minimum 25, 30 conversions per week. So that's how you generate high ticket sales appointments through video funnels and Facebook ads. And if you'd like me and my agency to implement the same process for you, then go to nazimconsulting.com, check out all of our amazing case studies and apply for a strategy session. In the meantime, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.